Hello everyone and welcome to this new video, and in this one I'm going to tell you about something different that a lot of data scientists need to learn, and that's Docker. And I'm not going to talk in many details, but I'm going to only talk about this specific problem that we are dealing with today, and that's the web app for skin cancer detection. So if you're not familiar with it, I've made a couple of videos previously in which I've showed you how to build this skin cancer detection model and how to create a web app for it using Flask. And today I'm going to just take that web app and Dockerize it. So then you will be able to run it on any kind of machine, whether it is a Mac or a Windows machine or whatever. So it will run everywhere. So you can distribute these Dockerized containers, Dockerized applications very easily, and then it's also very useful if you're looking at deploying these kind of solutions to Beanstalk or to Kubernetes or something like that. So you always need to Dockerize the application, and that's what we are going to see today. So before I begin, I know it has been a long time and the book is now out, approaching almost in machine learning problem, and it's available for free if you have Kindle Unlimited. So go take a look, read the description carefully before buying the book because it's very important. The book has a lot of code and it is a code first approach, so that makes it very different from the normal machine learning books which are available in the market. So now back to Docker. So first thing that you need to do is to install Docker. And installing Docker is easy. It's not very difficult. Go to the Docker website and click on install, and then you have install on different kinds of distributions. So you can install on you can also install on MacBook. It's very easy. So just read this carefully. I think it's just one or two commands that you need to run, and you will be able to install Docker. So once you have installed Docker, you can go to your terminal. So let's see if this works. Okay. So when you have installed Docker successfully, you go to your terminal, type Docker, and you will get a lot of things. So Docker version will give you the version of the Docker. So now what we are going to do is we are going to take a look at two new files. We're going to create two new files. So one file is your requirements.txt and another file is the Docker file. It's called Dockerfile. And you remember this structure that you have here. So you have the API.py in which you have the Flask API, and then you have create forge and main.py for training the model. And you have static and templates folder. So if you're not seen previous videos, go back and take a look at those videos and then come here. And now we have requirements.txt. So what does requirements.txt do? Requirements.txt will contain all the Python packages that you need to run your application. So if I go to api.py, I see that I have a bunch of stuff that I'm importing here, which are not a part of Python, so they need to be installed. So one of them is albumentations, then you have torch, then we also have Flask, I think so. Okay, this one Flask, yeah, and we are using W2FML. Okay, WTFML, except that we are not using anything else, so I hope so. Let's just take a look at it again. So we have torch, we have alimentations, we have Flask, we have WTFML, but we don't have pre-trained models, so we are also using pre-trained models. So one thing with requirements.txt is you should not write requirements.txt like this. It should always have the version that you're using. Okay, so just keep that in mind, and you need to include the version. So if you want to know what version you are using currently, what you can do is so right now I'm in my Miniconda 3 environment, so I will go to ML environment, and here I can just do pip freeze and then grep and like torch. So it gives me, I have this torch version so that I can use. So I will just take that one 1.5 and I can use that same version, and it's same for all. So what I'm doing right now is okay, I'm not writing version for all of them, but you should always do that. You must always do that. You must have all the versions in requirements.txt. And then we are only dockerizing the application part, so we are not dockerizing the training part. I will talk about how to dockerize the training part, and maybe it requires a little bit extra effort in maybe one of the future videos. But here we have the train model and we are just deploying the just dockerizing the web application and nothing else. So let's see what we have here. We have a lot of new things in this file. So one of the things that you need to take care of is the device. So the device has now been changed to CPU. So previously it was CUDA. The upload folder was the static folder, but now you see that I have changed it a little bit, and now my upload is in /home inside user Abhishek, then app, and then the static folder. And app is the folder which will consist of everything that you see on the left hand side, all the files. And I have changed my device to CPU, so we will be now using CPU to serve the model instead of using the GPU. And now we go down here. I've changed few more things. So we previously had pre-train equal to ImageNet. We don't need that. We actually don't need ImageNet weights here. We have our own weights. So I just do pre-train none, and then I do torch.load model.bin. Now this part is a little bit important here. So if you are mapping on you've trained your model on GPU and you're using it on CPU, so just need to add map location device torch.device and CPU or GPU. So that's what I'm doing. And yeah, we don't need this one, but if you have 0000, you will be able to serve it on across all the clients inside your network. So it will be available to all the computers on your network. So okay, let's keep that. And now we have so we got the requirements.txt. So now anybody can install these requirements and run your API. And now we will come to Dockerfile. So the most important thing. So when Docker, there is a lot to learn in Docker, and I'm going to show you few things here, and I'm going to skip a lot of things. So you are also supposed to go back and do some research and see what else is there inside Docker. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write from. Okay, so the first line says from which image you are creating this new image. So what Docker does is it creates kind of a virtual environment for your code to run in. So I can just say from Ubuntu 18.04. So now what happens, the first step that Docker is going to do is it's going to grab the image of Ubuntu 18.04 version 18.04, and then it will all the other commands that I'm going to write here, it's going to run inside Ubuntu 18.04. So few things that we need to do is we probably need to do apt-get update that we always do, and apt-get install -y. Okay, and now here we can define some packages that we want to install, like Python 3. We also need Python 3 pip. Do we need anything else? I don't think so. So probably sudo. Okay, so we don't need anything else. So what the run command does, it runs a command. So you just type the command as you type in Ubuntu, and it will run it. And then I'm going to create a new user. So you can do it by doing user add -m and Abhishek. So I now have a Ubuntu machine in which I installed Python 3 and sudo and Python 3 pip, and then I added a new user called Abhishek. Okay, so now the next step is Abhishek becomes the owner of the home Abhishek folder. So this is a simple command from Ubuntu, and I will do home/Abhishek/. Okay, now comes a copy command. So you have to know that all these commands are run sequentially. So I will copy everything that I have here, which is all these files and the subfolders, and I will paste it to home/Abhishek/app. Okay, so I've taken everything from here and I put it in a folder called app inside the home directory. Now I will switch the user. So that can be done by the user command, and I will run. I first have to go inside the directory. So home Abhishek app, and I'll install. I have to install the requirements. So pip3 install -r requirements.txt. Okay, now I'm done with everything, but Docker is kind of like it's like a container, like a virtual kind of environment, right? So let's say we want to go inside this virtual environment, and when we want to do that, when we try to log into this working to this Docker container, where should we land? So we have to define it by using the command called work directory, work dir, and I can just say /home/Abhishek/app, and that's where I will go. Okay, so that's all you need for now, and then we can try to compile this Dockerfile and see if it works. So we can try to build a container. So now building the container is also easy. It's not a very difficult process. So let's see that. Before that, I will just hide this one. Okay, and first we need to move the environment, and now we are in the ML environment. We don't need that. So now we can run the build command. So the two commands that you will learn today is docker build and docker run, and most of the time these are the only two commands that you would need. So you have docker build -f, and yeah, here you provide which file you want to build from. So here we have the Dockerfile, and you specify the target image. So target will be, I will say, Melanoma app or API. So now you saw that when we were inside this Docker image, so you have Ubuntu 18.04, and that's how it was built. So now you will have Melanoma API, and you can also do Melanoma train for training Melanoma model, and then you press enter. Oh, okay. So here you also need this target dot path. Okay, so we have some problem, Dockerfile parse error. So let's see. So run -r Abhishek home Abhishek. Copy come. Okay, where was the error? copy command. Okay, so this should be chown equal to Abhishek. No, sorry, just 1 equals. Okay, and now we can try to run it again. So now you can see like it is showing you all the steps, whatever, everything that it's doing, and this step is going to take some time to build this Docker image. So let's wait for some time. So all this will take some time, but in the end, if everything works fine, you will see that it will tell you that it has successfully tagged the image. Okay, and now what you can do is you can try to go inside this container and see what else is there. So you can do docker run, and target is your Melanoma API, and then you can do something like /bin/bash. So it's going to run the batch command. So now you are inside this container, and so now you can see like when you run the ls command inside the container, so now you're inside the container and run the ls command, so it will show you all these files that you have. And now instead of doing run ti melanoma api bin bash, you can run the python 3 api.py. So let's do that instead and see what happens. So for that you need to think of you need to take care of a few things. So you can run docker run. So now you will have a new parameter -p. I will tell you what it is about, and then I'm fed up of this today. Let's try the original terminal of Ubuntu, or maybe try here one more time. So docker run -p 12,000 to 12,000, and then you have the same thing, target -ti melanoma API, and here you write python 3. Now you see that whenever it goes to the container, it will end up in the app folder. So you can just do python 3 api.py. So now here 12,000 to 12,000 means the port 12,000 from the container is mapped to port 12,000 on the host machine, which is this machine. So now we got everything, and if everything is fine, it should run, and yeah, it is running. So let me open this link then. Okay, so now you can see we have everything here, and we can now try to see if it still works as before. So as you can see, I selected an image and it seems to be working quite well. So if you want, you can select another image and see that it still is working fine. So today we learned some Docker, and we also learned how to put it in how to Dockerize your web application. So now you see like you have all you need, whatever you need, you have it all here. So if you have the model.bin, you can provide model.bin to people inside this folder. You have everything, and they can just run this docker build command, and or you can also provide build docker container, but I will talk about that in another video. And they can just run it, so they can run app on their own machine. You don't have to care if it's Ubuntu or it's Windows or it's Mac OS, any machine. And Docker is really powerful and something that you must learn. So in the future videos, I will try to see what more advanced stuff we can do. But for today, that's it. And take a look at my book. If you like it, you can also read a few pages online for free. And if you like it, buy it. And let me know how you like this video, and what else can I do to improve this, and in the future what kind of tutorials I should make. Let me know. And if you like it, click on the like button and do subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. And thank you very much and see you next time. Bye.